Coach, a lot of chances in that second half. Why wasn't the ball hitting back?
It's just, unfortunately, continued in the vein that we have up to this point in the season. I was honest with them just then. I like my statistics, and that's the one that I like the least this season. We converted 28% of our chances last season, and that wasn't good enough. We were at 15% before tonight. So we're probably down to 13% conversion rate right now. So that means we need 10 chances a game to even score once. And that's pretty tough to answer. So the players that are in attacking positions, the players that find themselves opportunities on set pieces, the entire team to an extent, but the ones that are playing in the attacking roles have to take more responsibility, have to do things with more conviction. I think it's one thing to get there, but we're getting into areas and we're hoping the ball's going to go where it needs to go. We're hoping that we're going to make contact with it, and I'm just crying out for someone to want to be the man, so that you stick that camera and microphone in front of the match winner, right? And whatever it is, whether it's in my opinion a mentality piece, that we don't panic in those situations, we still show composure, and that we have some conviction and an urgency still in those moments to make sure you hit through the ball and the cross goes where it needs to be and that strike is where it needs to be. And I don't believe them in those moments. I think I believe it's when we're playing out. I believe it's when we build the game, and then when we get there, there's no conviction. And I have to be honest. I have to be honest with those guys about that part that's lacking. It's one thing to keep a clean sheet. It's one thing to feel like you played well. But we're at a point in the season now where I can't keep finding these positive spins when the reality is we were the better team, and the reality is we haven't won again. So we needed to win today. We knew we needed to probably win out to maybe give ourselves a chance at still having an at-large if we could maybe get a quarter-final, semi-final win. Our situation now is that the only way in is through the conference tournament with an AQ. That's our reality, which is such a shame, because there is so much talent and there is so much quality. And yeah, for whatever reason, we're in this situation. And now the complex and the challenge and the elephant in the room is sticking it under that crossbar and in between those two posts, and that seems incredibly difficult for us right now, unfortunately.
Playing a lot of younger players up top, Marcus getting the start, Tara playing a lot of big minutes. Is it tough to kind of gauge expectations for guys in their first year, making an adjustment?
Tara scored 20 goals last year as a JUCO All-American, so it's in there. He might be the one that maybe looks the most convincing, quite honestly, when he gets in the final third. Things come to life. There are so many other aspects of his game that need to continue to improve so that we can justify putting him out there for longer. And that's where he needs to step up. That's where he needs to take accountability and improve in other areas so that we can give him more opportunities in the final third and more playing time. With Marcus, there's incredible potential there. We love him as an athlete, and he shows these little sparks as well. But absolutely, his technical execution when it comes to ball striking, finishing, those aspects of things, being on the end of crosses, and then having the technical quality for him to execute, it's got to improve, and that's a process. So again, we understand with him that's going to take a little bit more time. But then there are others that have been around the program for a long time that need to step up. There are others where I can't say that there's a technical shortcoming necessarily, where again they've got to step up to the occasion. They've got to be really brave, and like I said, they've got to want to be the man in those moments and deliver for us. And they're not right now, unfortunately.
Dan, Dion at striker at the end of the first half. Is that a first for him?
No, we talked to him maybe a week and a half ago about whether that could be an option. I think with his physical presence and his size and his ball striking, right? He got a couple on today, but from distance. But he's played there before in his younger days. We didn't necessarily decide that was going to be what was going to happen today, or know that was how things was going to evolve. But right at this point, we have to look at every option. Obviously, Jojo's closer than he's ever been in terms of contention. But I want others that are missing out in those moments to take it personally and want to do something about it. Right? We're at a point where we have to be pretty honest, pretty ruthless about that situation, and they've got to want to do more about it themselves. And obviously it starts in training, and we'll have to get back to the drawing board a little bit next week and really build ourselves up for over the year.
So the defense does keep a clean sheet, and you positioning Bjorn to the left center back, Noah centrally. Did you feel something clicked there today?
I think obviously with Bjorn's technical quality and his ability to drive forward, it's depending on how our opponent sets up. When he can do it from the middle of the back three, it looks good. But generally speaking, there's more room and more time for the right, left, centre back positions to take that space and exploit that space. So again, we know that they average, the right, left, centre back have probably averaged 20 more passes a game than the middle of the back three does. So it was really an opportunity to get what we feel is our most technical centre back on the ball more often and distributing from more advanced positions. So we like that bit. And again, we love the long-term project that will be Noah Gold, and he's going to have a bright future. There's still things that we want him to refine. And we have to be accepting of the fact that as a true freshman, that there's still things he needs to improve. He's not quite the finished product right now, but we're excited for his future for sure.
Coach, you guys are about halfway through your first season in the Sun Belt Conference. Can you kind of gauge the competitiveness of this league and how hard it might be to make up ground against teams that are good top to bottom in this league?
Yeah, I mean, obviously today speaks volumes in terms of where South Carolina has grown as a program as well. They've made some pretty substantial improvements, and we knew they'd have a good structure and be well organised. So they're going to be competitive. We're not going to be the only team that maybe doesn't take all 3 points, so to speak. No different to Coastal, really, right? Every team has good physicality and is going to make life difficult for us. No different to ODU next week. So it's really going to come down to our capacity to convert chances. And obviously we weren't able to do that today, so that's going to have to change if we're going to beat anyone in the Sun Belt, let alone whether they're any good or not.
What can you do as a manager to try to help your team get those chances, or is it just kind of a mentality thing, like you're saying?
Yeah, I mean, long term, recruit even better attacking players. Obviously, that's the reality. We're going to need to continue to push the threshold and push the depth. Unfortunately, I can't do that mid-season. So with what we have, we have to continue to face it in training. We have to continue to challenge them in training. We have to continue to work on it. Again, I haven't said anything to you. I haven't just said to them right there, right? We're not converting the chances at the ratio that we should. Not even close. So they know what the problem is right now. I know what the problem is right now, but it doesn't mean I'm going to be frustrated about it, or certainly not from a training perspective. We have to go and work on it. We have to go and try and improve it. And we're looking for someone or something as far as the whole dynamic and system right now to kind of reignite us and get back to winning ways.